Have you ever wondered what really happens when you reach the age of 85? When all the plans you've made for retirement and aging suddenly stop preparing you for the challenges ahead? The truth is, most people are blindsided by the harsh psychological and practical realities that hit like a sledgehammer after crossing that 85-year threshold, leaving even the most prepared feeling lost and overwhelmed. In this video, we'll uncover the 5 brutal realities that strike most people at this age, from vanishing social circles to sudden losses of independence, and share simple, actionable strategies to face each one with confidence and dignity. You need to watch until the end because the 5th reality, which affects 90% of people over 85 yet is rarely discussed, could determine whether your final years are fulfilling or devastating. And knowing it now could change everything about how you prepare for the future. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know so I can make a better video for you. Now, let's get started. Reality 1, your social circle vanishes faster than you ever imagined. It's a common assumption that friendships, like fine wine, will naturally endure as you age, requiring little effort to maintain their warmth and vibrancy. Yet, the harsh reality is that once you reach 85, your social world can collapse with breathtaking speed, leaving you isolated in ways you never imagined. This isn't a gentle, predictable erosion of connections over decades. It's a rapid, often devastating unraveling that catches most people completely unprepared. According to a landmark study from Harvard Medical School's program on adult development, which has tracked the lives of participants for over 80 years, adults over 85 lose an average of 60% of their close social connections within just 3 years. This statistic underscores a brutal truth: the social fabric you've spent a lifetime weaving can fray and disintegrate almost overnight. This phenomenon isn't just a matter of drifting apart or losing touch due to changing interests or life circumstances. The causes are often far more abrupt and final. Consider the story of Harold, an 84-year-old retiree from Denver who prided himself on his robust social network. Harold had 12 close friends he considered his inner circle, people he spoke with regularly, met for coffee or card games at least monthly, and relied on for emotional support. These relationships were the cornerstone of his identity and well-being. Yet, by his 86th birthday, only 3 of these friendships remained meaningful and active. The others didn't dissolve due to arguments, betrayals, or personality clashes. Instead, they were severed by the relentless arithmetic of aging. 3 friends succumbed to sudden heart attacks or strokes, their deaths leaving Harold reeling from grief and shock. 2 relocated to assisted living facilities in distant states to be closer to their children, severing the regular in-person contact that had sustained their bond. 2 others developed severe dementia, no longer recognizing Harold or able to engage in meaningful conversation, and 2 became so physically frail that they could no longer participate in social activities, their world shrinking to the confines of their homes or care facilities. The consequences of this rapid social depletion are profound and far-reaching, extending beyond emotional loneliness to tangible physical and mental health impacts. The Harvard study, corroborated by data from the National Institute on Aging, reveals that seniors who experience such swift social network declines face a 50% increased risk of developing dementia and a 60% surge in clinical depression within just 2 years of the isolation's onset. Human connection isn't just a source of joy. It's a critical driver of cognitive health. Social interactions stimulate brain functions like memory retention, problem solving, and emotional regulation. When these connections vanish, your brain begins to deteriorate at an accelerated pace, with measurable changes in structure and function. For example, loneliness has been shown to increase cortisol levels, which can damage the hippocampus, a brain region crucial for memory and learning. The physical toll is equally alarming. Social isolation weakens the immune system by up to 40%, increasing susceptibility to infections and chronic illnesses. It also elevates systemic inflammation, a key contributor to conditions like arthritis and cancer. According to research from the American Heart Association, social isolation raises the risk of heart disease by 29% and increases overall mortality risk by 26%. These aren't abstract numbers. They translate into a diminished quality of life, more frequent hospitalizations, and a shorter lifespan. To shield yourself from this devastating reality, you must act proactively and intentionally, starting today. The key is to adopt what I call the two-contact rule, a simple yet powerful strategy to maintain and strengthen your social network. Commit to reaching out to 2 different people every single day through phone calls, text messages, emails, handwritten letters, or in-person visits. Don't wait for others to initiate contact, and don't let excuses like a busy schedule or fear of bothering someone deter you. Relationships require consistent effort, especially as life's challenges intensify with age. Begin by creating a list of 20 individuals you genuinely care about and want to stay connected with, friends, family members, neighbors, or even acquaintances with whom you share common interests. This list is your lifeline. Systematically rotate through it, ensuring you contact each person at least twice per month. If someone doesn't respond immediately, don't take it personally. Follow up the next week with kindness and persistence. Use a calendar or app to track your outreach, making it a non-negotiable part of your routine, like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. If mobility or technology is a barrier, enlist help from a family member or caregiver to set up video calls or manage correspondence. Beyond daily outreach, seek opportunities to deepen your connections. Join local clubs, volunteer organizations, or senior centers where you can meet new people and reinforce existing relationships. Attend community events such as book clubs, exercise classes, or religious gatherings to create regular touchpoints with others. If you're tech-savvy, explore online communities or social media groups tailored to your interests. The goal is to build a resilient social network that can withstand the inevitable losses of aging. By cultivating these habits now, while you still have energy and mental clarity, you'll create a buffer against the loneliness that can strike with devastating force in your later years. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Reality 2, your independence disappears in unexpected ways. The myth of aging is that independence fades gradually, like a sunset slowly giving way to twilight. In reality, for many people over 85, independence can disappear overnight, like a light switch being flipped off without warning. One day, you're managing your life with confidence, driving to the store, cooking your favorite meals, paying your bills, and making your own decisions. Next, a single event can strip away your autonomy, leaving you dependent on others for even the most basic needs. Data from the Mayo Clinic's longitudinal studies on functional decline reveal that 40% of adults over 85 experience sudden, dramatic losses of independence triggered by isolated incidents, rather than the slow, predictable decline most people anticipate and plan for. These are not the manageable adjustments you've spent your adult life preparing for. They are seismic shifts that fundamentally alter how you live. Take the case of Joyce, an 82-year-old widow from Atlanta who cherished her independence. Joyce prided herself on her ability to live alone, drive to her weekly bridge games, and handle her own errands. One Tuesday morning, while driving to the grocery store, she experienced a fleeting dizzy spell. Thinking it was nothing serious, perhaps low blood sugar from skipping breakfast, she pulled into a parking lot and called her daughter for reassurance. Within 48 hours, a doctor's visit revealed that the dizziness stemmed from an undetected interaction between 2 medications, compromising her balance and reaction time. Her physician, citing safety concerns, permanently revoked her driver's license. Overnight, Joyce's world shrank. No longer could she make spontaneous trips to the store, meet friends for lunch on a whim, or attend her beloved community events without coordinating transportation. Her sense of freedom and control evaporated, replaced by reliance on others for every outing. This kind of abrupt loss is far more common than most realize. Research from Johns Hopkins School of Medicine indicates that 70% of seniors over 85 who lose a major component of their independence, such as the ability to drive, cook safely, or manage finances, never fully regain that capability, even with physical therapy, adaptive tools, or family support. The initial loss often triggers a dependency cascade, where one limitation leads to a rapid decline in other areas of life. For example, losing the ability to drive reduces opportunities for exercise, as getting to the gym or a walking group becomes logistically challenging. Social isolation increases because coordinating rides to see friends feels like a burden, leading to loneliness and depression. If cooking becomes unsafe due to memory lapses or physical weakness, nutrition suffers, contributing to fatigue, cognitive decline, and weakened immunity. When financial management becomes too complex, family members or caregivers may step in, stripping away control over personal choices and eroding dignity. To protect yourself from this harsh reality, you must prepare proactively and comprehensively, starting now while you're still fully capable. Begin by researching all available transportation options in your area. Investigate senior shuttle services, rideshare apps like Uber or Lyft, public transit routes, and volunteer driver programs offered by local churches, synagogues, or community centers. Practice using these services before you need them so they become familiar and comfortable. Similarly, familiarize yourself with grocery delivery apps, restaurant delivery services, and online shopping platforms like Amazon or Walmart. Set aside time to learn these technologies while your mind is sharp and you have the patience to troubleshoot any challenges. Financial independence is equally critical. Set up automatic bill payments, simplified online banking, and streamlined financial management tools to reduce the cognitive load of managing money. Consider consulting a financial advisor to create a plan that minimizes complexity while preserving your control. Have candid, detailed conversations with family members about how they can support you during transitions without undermining your autonomy. For example, discuss how they might assist with transportation or errands while respecting your preferences and decision-making. Build a network of local support by cultivating relationships with neighbors, local service providers, and community organizations. Identify people who can step in quickly during emergencies, such as a neighbor who can drive you to a doctor's appointment or a community center that offers meal delivery. Create a detailed backup plan for every aspect of your current independence: transportation, meals, finances, and home maintenance. Document these plans in a clear, accessible format and share them with trusted family members or friends. By preparing now, you'll ensure that sudden changes don't derail your life or leave you feeling powerless. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Reality 3, your memory betrays you in ways that terrify everyone around you. Memory loss after 85 isn't just about misplacing your keys or momentarily forgetting a neighbor's name. It's about profound, disorienting lapses that erode your sense of self and spark genuine fear in the people who love you. Research from Johns Hopkins School of Medicine shows that 35% of adults over 85 experience significant memory disruptions that raise serious safety concerns, not only for themselves, but also for their families, who are often left grappling with uncertainty and dread. These aren't the light-hearted senior moments we laugh off. They're deeply unsettling episodes that signal your brain is struggling in ways that can fundamentally alter your life and relationships. Consider Carl, an 87-year-old grandfather from Phoenix, who experienced this reality in a heart-wrenching way. During a routine family dinner, Carl looked at his 12-year-old grandson, a boy he'd helped raise, taken to baseball games, and cherished as one of his greatest joys, and realized he couldn't remember his name. This wasn't a fleeting blank. It was total amnesia about a person central to his life. The dining room fell silent as his family processed the moment, his daughter quietly weeping and his wife exchanging a worried glance. Carl saw the fear in their eyes, not just sadness, but a visceral terror that the man they loved was slipping away. 2 weeks later, another incident compounded their concern. Carl got lost driving to the bank he'd visited for 30 years, ending up 40 miles away in an unfamiliar neighborhood with no recollection of how he got there or why he'd made those turns. Such memory lapses carry consequences far beyond personal embarrassment. According to the National Institute on Aging, seniors with unaddressed cognitive decline are 6 times more likely to experience dangerous accidents, including falls, kitchen fires, medication errors, or getting lost in unsafe situations. They're also 3 times more likely to fall victim to financial scams, telephone fraud, or elder abuse, as impaired judgment makes it harder to recognize red flags. These risks don't just threaten physical safety, they strain family relationships to the breaking point. Constant safety concerns can lead to heated debates about living arrangements, financial control, or institutional care, often resulting in resentment and fractured bonds. The fear in your family's eyes reflects not only emotional pain, but also their legal and moral responsibility for your well-being, which can feel overwhelming when memory issues create unpredictable risks. To combat this reality, you must treat your mental fitness with the same urgency as your physical health. Starting today, dedicate at least 15 minutes every morning to brain exercises that challenge your memory and cognition. Engage in activities like crossword puzzles, Sudoku, word games, or specialized memory apps designed for seniors, such as Lumosity or Elevate. Read books that demand active concentration, nonfiction, historical novels, or complex mysteries, and discuss them with friends, family, or a book club to reinforce comprehension and recall. Learning new skills, such as playing a musical instrument, mastering a smartphone app, or taking up a strategic game like bridge or chess, can stimulate different parts of your brain, enhancing neuroplasticity. Equally important is monitoring your cognitive health with vigilance. Schedule regular check-ins with your doctor to discuss any memory changes, no matter how small they seem. Early intervention through cognitive therapy, lifestyle adjustments, or, in some cases, medication can significantly slow cognitive decline and preserve your independence. For example, studies from the Alzheimer's Association show that early treatment of mild cognitive impairment can delay progression to dementia by up to 30%. Keep a journal to track any lapses, such as forgetting appointments or struggling with familiar tasks, and share it with your healthcare provider. Don't dismiss these signs as normal aging or avoid discussing them out of embarrassment. Engage your family in open, honest conversations about your cognitive health. Discuss what steps you'd like them to take if memory issues arise, such as arranging for in-home support or exploring assisted living options that align with your values. By addressing these concerns proactively, you'll reduce the fear and uncertainty that can strain relationships and ensure that any interventions respect your dignity and autonomy. Acting now, while your mind is still sharp, is critical. Waiting until memory lapses become a crisis risks permanent loss of control over your life. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Reality 4, your body becomes a stranger you no longer recognize. Crossing the milestone of 85 years often ushers in a profound and unsettling transformation. Your body, once a reliable partner in life's endeavors, becomes an unfamiliar entity, a stranger that no longer responds to your commands or reflects the vibrant self you still feel within. Why does society leave us so unprepared for the day when our own physical form feels like an adversary, working against our intentions and undermining our sense of self? This isn't merely about the gradual slowing of steps, the creeping fatigue, or the aches that accompany aging. It's a deeper, more disorienting betrayal, a sense of being trapped inside a vessel that no longer obeys your mind, refuses to align with your desires, and imposes limitations that feel both alien and profoundly unfair. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, reports that 65% of Americans over 85 experience a psychological phenomenon known as embodiment disconnect. This term captures the distressing divide between the mental vitality you still possess, your sharpness, enthusiasm, and sense of agency, and the physical body's increasing inability to keep pace. This gap isn't just frustrating, it's a source of genuine psychological distress, often escalating into clinical depression or anxiety. Far from the romanticized notion of aging gracefully, this experience feels like a betrayal, where your body becomes an uncooperative stranger, imposing limitations that are frightening, disempowering, and entirely out of your control. Dolores, an 86-year-old from Miami, articulates this disconnect with heartbreaking clarity. Each morning, she wakes with the mental energy of her 40-year-old self, her mind buzzing with the same curiosity, ambition, and clarity she's carried through decades. She plans her day with enthusiasm, perhaps tending her garden, cooking a favorite recipe, or simply enjoying a walk. But the moment she attempts to rise from bed, reality crashes in. Her joints ache, her muscles resist, and her balance wavers. "It's like I'm living in someone else's body," she says, her voice tinged with frustration and grief. "My mind is ready to leap out of bed, but my body just won't listen." Tasks that once defined her independence now demand meticulous planning and effort. Standing from her favorite armchair, a ritual she performed effortlessly for years, now requires bracing her arms, shifting her weight carefully, and sometimes multiple attempts. Climbing the stairs to her bedroom feels like scaling a mountain, each step a test of endurance and balance. Dressing in the morning, once a quick and thoughtless routine, now stretches into a 20-minute ordeal, with buttons and zippers posing unexpected challenges. Activities that brought her joy, kneeling in her garden to plant flowers or standing at the stove to prepare elaborate family dinners, have become either impossible or dependent on assistance from family members. The loss of these cherished rituals feels like a theft of identity, stripping away the independence and competence that defined her for so long. The medical roots of this physical betrayal are both complex and relentless. After 85, the body undergoes accelerated physiological declines that converge into a perfect storm of limitation. Research from the American College of Sports Medicine reveals that individuals over 85 lose 8 to 10% of their remaining muscle strength each year due to sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and function. Bone density declines by 3 to 5% annually, increasing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. Cardiovascular efficiency drops by 6 to 8% per year, reducing stamina and making even moderate exertion, climbing a few steps or carrying groceries, feel monumental. These declines compound, creating a cascade of challenges. Weakened muscles impair mobility. Brittle bones heighten the risk of injury. And diminished cardiovascular capacity leaves you breathless from tasks that once felt trivial. The consequences are stark. The CDC notes that 40% of people over 85 fall at least once annually, with 15% suffering serious fractures that require hospitalization and extended recovery periods. A single fall can mark a turning point, ushering in a cycle of reduced mobility, compromised immune function, and increased susceptibility to infections. Physical frailty also takes a profound toll on mental health, with studies linking it to a 50% higher risk of depression and anxiety. Once significant frailty sets in, research shows that 80% of individuals never regain their previous functional levels, even with aggressive physical therapy, medical interventions, or robust family support. This irreversible decline underscores the urgency of proactive measures. Yet, there is hope in preparation and action. The key is to start now, even if you feel strong and capable today. Incorporate a daily routine of chair-based exercises and balance training to preserve muscle mass, joint flexibility, and coordination. Dedicate 15 to 20 minutes each morning to seated leg lifts, arm circles, gentle stretches, and resistance exercises using household items like water bottles, canned goods, or resistance bands. These small, consistent efforts help maintain upper body strength, core stability, and bone density. Practice standing from chairs without using your hands to build leg strength and balance, reducing fall risk. Walk heel to toe across a room or hallway daily to enhance coordination and spatial awareness, critical for preventing stumbles. Beyond structured exercises, embrace physical activities that bring joy and meaning. Walk with friends to combine movement with social connection. Dance to music you love, whether in your living room or at a community center. Garden in raised beds to minimize strain while staying engaged with nature. If you have access to a pool, swim or participate in water aerobics, which offer low-impact ways to maintain strength and flexibility. The goal is to make movement a source of pleasure, not a chore or medical obligation. By building strength and flexibility reserves now, you create a buffer against future declines, preserving independence and quality of life for as long as possible. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Reality 5. Everyone you counted on starts avoiding the hard conversations. Perhaps the most heart-wrenching irony of reaching 85 is the way those closest to you, family, friends, and caregivers, begin to sideline you from the conversations that shape your future, even when your mind remains sharp and fully capable. Research from the American Psychological Association reveals a sobering trend: 75% of adult children begin excluding their parents from major life decisions once they reach 85, even when those parents are mentally competent and eager to participate in planning their own lives. This exclusion often stems from a well-intentioned but misguided desire to protect aging loved ones from stress or complexity. However, the result is a profound loss of dignity, autonomy, and self-respect at a time when preserving these qualities is essential to mental health and overall well-being. Vincent, an 85-year-old from Seattle, experienced this painful dynamic firsthand. Despite his cognitive clarity and desire to remain engaged in his own care, his daughter began scheduling his medical appointments without consulting him, driving him to the doctor's office, and discussing his health with physicians as if he were invisible. She would speak over him, answering questions directed at him and making decisions about his treatment without his input. When Vincent confronted her, asserting his right to be included, she brushed off his concerns, saying she was just trying to help and didn't want to burden him with complicated medical details. But Vincent understood the deeper implication: his family had unilaterally decided he was no longer capable, despite his sharp mind and fierce desire to remain in control of his own health. This exclusion carries a devastating psychological toll. Research from the Yale School of Medicine shows that seniors who feel their autonomy has been unjustly curtailed experience depression rates 300% higher than those who maintain active roles in decision-making. Being treated as mentally incompetent when you're cognitively capable fosters deep resentment, chronic anxiety, and a sense of learned helplessness that can accelerate both cognitive and physical decline. The emotional fallout extends to family relationships, which often suffer lasting damage. When adult children prematurely take over parental decisions, it creates mistrust, conflict, and emotional distance that can fracture bonds irreparably, eroding the support network that should be a source of comfort in later years. Vincent's story is not unique. Many seniors report similar experiences: family members who stop asking for their input on financial decisions, living arrangements, or even simple daily routines. Grandchildren may share less about their lives, assuming their grandparent can no longer relate or contribute meaningfully. Caregivers may make unilateral decisions about meals, activities, or medications, bypassing the individual's preferences. These actions, often framed as care, strip away agency and erode self-worth, leaving seniors feeling marginalized in their own lives. The solution lies in proactive, transparent communication. Initiate detailed, honest conversations with your family now, while your mental clarity is unquestioned and your judgment is respected. Clearly articulate your wishes, capabilities, and expectations for your future. Draft comprehensive legal documents, advance directives, durable powers of attorney, and healthcare proxies that explicitly outline your preferences for medical care, living arrangements, financial management, and end-of-life decisions. Share these documents with your children, grandchildren, and other key individuals, ensuring they understand your desire to remain actively involved in your own life for as long as you're mentally capable. Be specific about the types of help you welcome versus those that feel overbearing or demeaning. For example, you might appreciate assistance with transportation to appointments, but resent family members speaking for you in medical settings. Emphasize that your autonomy is non-negotiable as long as your cognitive abilities remain intact. These conversations can be challenging, requiring vulnerability and directness, but they establish a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. Regularly revisit these discussions to account for changing needs or circumstances, ensuring your wishes remain clear. Legal preparedness is equally critical. Consult an attorney to create robust documents that protect your right to participate in your own care while ensuring your wishes are honored if you become incapacitated. An advance directive can specify your preferences for medical interventions, while a durable power of attorney designates a trusted individual to act on your behalf only when necessary. A healthcare proxy ensures someone you trust represents your interests in medical settings. By establishing these safeguards early, you minimize the risk of others making assumptions about your capacity or overriding your preferences. That we've just explored the 5 brutal realities that hit after 85 and the practical steps you can take to face them with confidence and grace. I hope this video has shed light on what to expect and empowered you to prepare for the road ahead. So, what's one thing you've learned today that's really stuck with you? Maybe it's the importance of the 2-contact rule to keep your social circle strong, setting up detailed backup plans for your independence, or starting those crucial conversations with your family about your future. Share in the comments below one lesson you're ready to put into practice in your life. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insights to help you live with purpose and strength.